Let's talk about the Welsh Government today. Scottish Government also in the news. They're bringing back the winter fuel payments for all pensioners in defiance of the Westminster Government. That'll be a very popular move. I wonder if the Welsh Government is going to think of that. Oh, no, they're busy doing other things. What they want to do right now, rather than, I don't know, helping farmers or helping people who are worried about putting the heating on in their old age, is they want to vow to change the beliefs of the behaviour of the white majority in Wales. They have a new anti-racist Wales action plan promising to pursue shifts in knowledge, beliefs, experiences and behaviour alongside systemic and cultural changes. This is an updated version of a document published last week, including a foreword by the Welsh First Minister, Eluned Morgan, where she speaks of building an inclusive and equitable society for all of our black, Asian and minority ethnic people and communities. And it will include shifting in the beliefs and behaviour of the white majority. Well, I wonder what it is they believe and they behave in, which way they behave, that it needs to be shifted. Let's talk about this with commentator at the New Culture Forum, Amy Gallagher. Good morning to you, Amy.
Morning, Julia.
This is a gloriously sinister document, isn't it? Just first of all, it's an anti-racism action plan. Now, I'd like to think we're all against racism, but anti-racism isn't quite the same thing as that, is it?
Yeah, so anti-racism doesn't just mean the absence of overt racism, as most people would understand it, and most people would probably agree with. We don't want overt racism in our society. What it actually means is white people having to feel bad and guilty about themselves all the time and being told to do whatever they're told to do, regardless of how stupid it is. And if they don't, that means that they're racist. But they're racist anyway because they're white. It comes out of something called critical race theory, which basically means all of Western, they believe that all of Western civilization is built on white supremacy. So in order to solve that problem, you have to tear down all the institutions within Western society. So it's
including the Welsh Government, I would have thought.
Well, indeed, exactly. How they differentiate between which ones are racist and which ones aren't, I don't know. And as you said, they say that the beliefs and behaviour of the white majority need changing, but they don't say exactly what the behaviour is, what the beliefs are. There's just an automatic assumption that they must be racist, and they don't say how they're going to change it.
And the thing about sort of anti-racism in this theory is, again, it's not about, as we were brought up, certainly I was brought up, and the Martin Luther King line, judging people not according to the colour of their skin, but according to what their character, the content of the character. But actually, it's about being aware of race all the time and judging and treating everyone differently because of their race, which last time I looked, thought was racism. But there we are. But it is an extraordinary thing that they're going to do. And they're going to achieve all this by 2030. It's quite a short timeline, a lot of people might say. But, what do we think the beliefs and behaviour of the white majority are that are so troublesome?
Well, this is the thing. They don't say, and they don't feel that they need to say. There's just an automatic inbuilt assumption that there is a problem. So they say they want to transform the Welsh country by 2030. If you look at some of the things they want to do, they want to decolonise Welsh history, which means changing the history. In other words, lying about history. One of the kind of madder things that they come up with was creating dog-free zones. Because one lone African woman in a focus group said she was scared of dogs, so therefore they need to create dog-free zones. I know
a 3-year-old scared of dogs, but it wouldn't mean I'd create a dog-free zone.
Exactly, and it means spending hundreds of thousands of pounds on teaching librarians and other institutions about critical whiteness studies, telling people to avoid meeting in buildings that have links to slavery, and it goes on and on and on.
Oh,
and
Amy.
I know.
It's bewildering. It's laughable. If this was in a Monty Python sketch, you go, oh, this is quite witty and clever, ha, ha, ha. If this was in a fictional novel, a dystopian, Hollywood movie, you go, fair enough. But this is happening in the real now. And presumably, of course, Wales everything's going absolutely brilliantly in Wales. Everyone can find affordable, good housing. Everyone can get a job. Everyone can pay their bills. There are no children who are in care. The hospitals are all working brilliantly, no waiting lists. The schools are all brilliantly delivering A grades for everyone. Presumably transport, brilliant. Everything's going brilliantly in Wales right now, which is why the government has got time to do this. Is that right?
Yeah, so rates of poverty are higher in Wales than they are in England, Scotland or Ireland. And we know that 21% are living in relative poverty in Wales. The Welsh Government have a few more issues that they need to focus on.
That's probably down to white people being racist, isn't it?
God knows what. But I think what a lot of this is that the real problems are very hard to fix. So if you can create fake problems that don't exist, say you're solving them by just doing kind of virtue signalling wokeness, this, then you can look like you're doing something and say you're doing something when actually you're avoiding all the real problems in the country.
Yeah.
I think that's partly what this is.
I think it is, and also a little bit of self-flagellation for being white, which apparently is what we're supposed to do now. Amy Gallagher, always good to talk to you. I wish we were talking about something sane one time. She's a commentator at the New Culture Forum. Sam Armstrong, again, I keep thinking these things are fictional. I mean, a lot of the papers now, I mean, the Telegraph in particular and the Mail have been very good at highlighting a lot of this utter madness. But this isn't coming from some weird little group, you know, meeting in an Islington cafe, you know, sort of, you know, Wild Bean Cafe. This is coming from an elected government that is in charge of keeping people safe and running health services and schools and transport.
The fox is in the chicken coop. These people have shown you what they think. They have shown you what they feel. They may protest a little bit. They may try and hide it a tiny bit. But underneath... At
an election.
They hate look, they've said they hate the countryside. The countryside is racist. We've been told the countryside is racist. So what are they doing? They're declaring war on the farmers. They hate traditional values. So what are they doing? They're changing the school curriculum.
Most people have no idea what their kids are being taught right now. You should be scared, people. You should be scared.
They're, frankly, if you ask me, I don't want to sound like all J.D. Vance here. They're normally cat people, so they're declaring war on dogs and making dog-free zones, right? These people are winning out their own personal predilections, prejudices, dislike of many of the things that made this country so great through public policy. They did it in Wales. Wales is just 5 years ahead of what they where we are here.
Absolutely.
It's coming here too.
It really is, and you see the madness is being played out in America, and we import all of this stuff. I mean, I'm hoping Donald Trump is going to put a stop to some of this. That would be a good enough reason to have voted for him alone.